Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Blue Falcon TCG with this week's second SWU list, I guess. I did one on Monday. But let's talk about the absolute sauce and raw potential that is Captain Rex. I wanted to do something a little bit different because everybody has been like, oh, double green Rex, mono green, that's the move, because we got command. We got the new 3-cost double green option that puts in play some clones or troopers, and I think that card's fantastic. But I kind of wanted to play like some more mid-range control, and then just on that like 5 and 6 flip, and just really be able to punch and put down some damage, or put so much oppressiveness on the board that we're kind of just like, you know what, we're going to be super far ahead. Cool thing about these tokens, it allows us to trade into some of our units and help combat some of the really fast options. Like, Sabine, which is probably going to be the best deck in the room moving forward now that Boba is banned. We do have a couple 1Ks and some planetary qualifiers coming up, so this format should, I guess, be solved. We'll see what are the top 3 decks at the minimum, and that can kind of dictate, focus please, that can kind of dictate what we play. One of the cards that I did notice that gets a lot better, it's going to be the Vanguard Infantry. Gives an experience token to a trooper unit. Rex is essentially not a clone deck but a trooper deck. If you look at it like that, it has a lot more versatility and a lot more options for you to play. So starting off, we're going to play 3 of those 1 costs. Moving over to our 2 costs, the Vanilla 2 costs 3/3. It's a rebel, whatever, right? But it's a 3/3 rebel trooper, and it could be a 3/4 with clone Commander Cody. It can be a 4/4. It has a lot of potential to be very strong and aggressive. So just ran a standard 2-drop. We're playing 3 Echo. On coordinate, it becomes a 4/4. This is really good. And then if we have Commander Cody on board, it's a 5/5 for 2. That's pretty bonkers. A lot of damage, a lot of powerful options this deck has. And then the standard 3/2 clone trooper, putting us at 12. Yeah, 12 turn 1 starting options. That way we can get those early game coordinates and start producing a wide board as much as possible, or forcing our opponent to trade and get some chip damage. Going into our 3 costs, I think it's a little tighter on the 3 cost side. We're playing 9. I wanted to slim it down and just kind of play what I thought would be thematic and also really fun and give us some more utility. Starting it off, we're playing the advanced Recon Commando. It's a 4/3 with Overwhelm. It would be bonkers if it was a 4/4. But what makes it a 4/4? Rex on play. So Rex on turn 5, it becomes a 4/4 with Overwhelm. Commander Cody on the perfect curve on 5, it's a 5/5 Overwhelm. That's pretty insane for the 3 cost. The trooper strategy really does build up on itself, and that's what I really want to emphasize in this list. Again, this is another preliminary, like, let's just get the first thing down on paper, kind of see how it does, do some force table stuff, and just kind of move on from there. Wrapping it up in our 3 costs, we got the 5/0 first. It's just a heal 3 when you have a Republic unit. Everything in here basically is Republic, but 5. 5 units are not 7. Okay, 10. I can't count. I don't even know how to read. So, playing 2 of those, it's fine, because honestly, our turn 3 curve doesn't matter too much as long as we get the swing. We're still producing a token for 2 costs. And then wrapping it up in our 3 cost department, we're going to play the phase 2 clone trooper, the 3/2 ambush. It could be a 3/3 ambush, potentially can be a 4/3 ambush, which is kind of cool, 4/5. But 4/4, it could be big. And we got big boys in this bitch. Can't cuss. Got big boys in this deck, or gals, whatever floats your boat. Playing 4 Shock T. This is not going to change. I kind of think this is a standard. It's a 4 cost 3/4 Force Jedi Republic. On attack produces a clone token. Kind of cool. It is fun. Just helps us, like I said, the whole point of this deck is to get as many to swing as wide as possible, swarm the board. Swarm strats are real now. Something I have been playing with is playing Gore. Just exploit is really, really good utility, and it's a generic. Being able to put that on turn 4 is kind of cool. Sometimes turn 3, depending on how wide we're able to swing. If you play cards like Drop In, especially in the double green variant. Then, rest of the next 4 costs, we're playing Hidden Sharpshooter. It is a 4/3 with Ambush. Card is pretty good. Great spot removal, especially into like the Sabine flip turns, or you need to take out the K2SO or what have you, right? Just strong unit that can trade pretty easily. With Commander Cody on board, it's a 5/4. With Commander Cody and Rex, it is a 5/5. Pretty solid. Biggest downside is it's not heroism, but that's not a problem. Then moving over to our 5s, the MVP of the deck is going to probably be Commander Cody. Card is really good. It is coordinate, gets overwhelm. The coordinate is +1/+1 with all the units. Nice. And it's all other units, so not including itself. So he's kind of trapped at that 4/4 margin, but he is a trooper, so he ends up being a 4/5 with Rex. Going over to our Plo Koon, fantastic utility when it comes to the coordinate strategy. Ambush built in, coordinate, raid 3. So on that flip turn of the Ahsokas or the turn after for Sabine, as long as they do not have Darksaber, you're in range of just kicking, of just clutching. Super nice. Now the last one, we are playing Mercenary Company, solely for the fact that it's an ambush and it's a 6 cost and has overwhelm, and it's a trooper. So a 5/5 trooper on turn 6 is pretty solid. Gets us into a 5/6, and then if we have the Commander Cody on the perfect curve flip, then it's a 6/6 ambush. We know how devastating Poe is in the red-white strategy. This can be like our pseudo Poe. Don't get me wrong, we do have a red list that we're about to do. We call it Christmas with Rex, and we're going to come up with that next week. Just wanted to get my mind on this cunning thing first. Fifth, wrapping up our ground units, Captain Rex. We can't have Rex deck without Rex. The double Rexing. On play 2 tokens. Again, coordinate swarm strategy is what we're really going for. Small chip damage to really kind of swing the game in our favor and force our opponents to trade into our tokens and things like that. Let's move into our space units. We're really lacking on the space side because I honestly couldn't slim down the amount of ground troops I wanted to use. Like biggest key flex pieces when looking at this list, mercenary companies are going to be the biggest flex ones. You can cut those. Honestly, Captain Rex himself, you don't necessarily need Rex. You can play other things if you want to play a larger top end or if you want to play a bigger space package. Starting off our space is going to be the Hotshot V-Wing, Republic, Vehicle, Fighter, whatever. Yeah, that is space, right? Yeah. Your boy can't read. But anyways, V-Wing Fighter. Ignore that little hiccup. But it's a 2/3/2 cost. It's the same thing as like the X-Wing, Alliance X-Wing. It's a 2 cost, 2/3 vanilla. What that means for us is nothing. It just lets us have an extra starter on turn 1. And then we are playing home 1s. Again, another flex piece. I was thinking about playing the 3 cost vanilla 3/4 for Republic, just because it's a decent stat line. We can play timely interventions to help utilize the ambush portions. But those are actually in place of the jetpacks. I thought it'd be kind of cool to play a little more upgrades with how wide we're swinging with this deck. Make it some sneaky damage, and that's what really kind of cooks people in some of these unique cliche niche strategies. That is like Token Storm is like just cliche sneaky pokes coming out of nowhere. Wrapping up, let's go into our upgrade line. We have 2 jetpack. It's just for the smuggle. You can play it off the rip, so it's another just automatic resource card. Super fun. If anybody has played Blonde Ray or Cunning Ray, whatever you want to call it, same thing, same kind of strategy. Then we are playing 2 Hotshot Blaster. It's Hotshot Blaster. It smuggles for 3 and it can attack. Again, sneaky damage is where we're gonna make this deck shine and kind of punish players for overextending or not trading enough. Then we are playing Nameless Valor. Throws on a token. It's a 2/2 overwhelm on a token, which is nice. Like I said, all tokens are troopers. all troopers are getting buffed in this strat. Wrapping up the final thing is going to be our event, which is 3 surprise strike. It's not a cunning deck if we're not hitting with that sneaky surprise strike. So we're going to go ahead, jump into Force Table. We're going to play a few games and just kind of talk about how we play. Alright, looking at this, we're playing into Bosk Blue. We have initiative. Looking at our starting line we have is pretty good. So we got ourselves Hotshot V-Wing, Battle Marine, Mercenary Company, Sharpshooter, Vanguard Infantry, and Home 1. Really not going to mulligan this. Let's go ahead and slap down the Mercenary in the Home 1. And we're going to start playing off. Let's hit that 3-3 Battle Marine. That's a lot of pressure. He's going to hit us with the Death Mark. So draw 2 cards when it dies. We'll take initiative. Take that swing. Super fun. I think we'll resource the space unit here. Not super worried. Boss doesn't play a lot of space. We're going to just start off with the initial swing. We don't want to miss out on making sure we get the token. Going to take that 1 damage. Let's go action ability. We're going to make that token. Forcing the play. He's going to open fire. Get that draw 2. Here we're going to play Vanguard. And they're going to take initiative. Going to pass here. We got the jetpack. Let's just smuggle that. We have a solid way to play. Hit the open fire. Not... it is boss. It's going to keep poking us down or controlling the board state. As long as we're able to swing, we're going to get tokens, and that's really what matters with this deck. So let's go ahead there, and they already took initiative. Let's throw on the Nameless Valor on the token and pass. Hitting to our turn 5, we got a pretty solid line. I think at this point, we're not really going to be needing the Shock T or the Echo. Actually, yeah, we're going ahead and we're going to resource the boss does flip on this turn, but we're going to hold the surprise strike. That way we can kind of swing into the boss and kill it. Well, let's go ahead and resource the Sharpshooter. Plays Bosk off the rip. Let's just get the surprise strike now. Punish the boss coming out early. Get the 1 overwhelm damage. Not too shabby. We get to play a card. We can play Echo here. What did he upgrade? He entrenched it. I don't know what's wrong with when it comes to this algorithm, but it is kind of silly. But we'll just go and start poking down. Granted, that is a big, thick. He thick anyway. Look at him. Built like he ate the whole tavern. Watch out, Mos Eisley. He can drink you dry. We got the Plo Koon, which is pretty good. It's gonna be a way to kind of combat that. So let's just smuggle the Sharpshooter because we don't need more than 1 ambush right now. The Vig gonna heal and defeat a token. Not a bad strategy, but let's go swing here first because that way we don't want to lose. I was gonna trade anyways, and we're gonna give this experience token to Rex. Play a card. Go Plo Koon. Plo Koon's gonna ambush. And it still lives because that card is so annoying. So annoying. But we want to trade here. We want to just try to control the board. If we are playing in the Bosk, which, hey, they're going to control the board, so let's try to control the board. Now we got a perfect line for Rex. He's going to take down. But we play Rex here, which is nice. Get 2 tokens. Coordinate is back up. We're going to swing with Plo. Nice little 6 damage off the rip. Gets to draw 2 cards. Not a big deal. But we have a lot of advantage. Even if we're going to be playing into a bunch of Vigilances, I don't think there's going to be a lot of comeback for this. Got the next Echo. Got the ambush. We're going to play the Shock T this turn. And I think we're usually kind of cap off at the 8 resources. We're obviously going to choose the token. Power Darkside was kind of a silly thing. But let's play the Jetpack, giving Rex an additional, some additional damage, and that little shield. Boop. How dare they continue to be mean to us? Hey, each friendly token's getting +1. Shock T strong on this strat. Really looking good. We're well within lethal range. It would have been nice if we had like a... We're not going to resource here. We're kind of good. Imagine if we had something crazy. Ugh. But we're kind of good here. We're just going to get that swing, make that token, keep that coordinate proc going, and we win. No damage on the board. Just really focus on trying to control the board state, but we're swinging too wide, so a little bit harder for the boss to keep up. Okay, playing into kind of the more tempo-y mid-range strategy that is Anakin. Starting off with Battlefield Marine, Jetpack, Cody, Rex. This is a pretty solid hand. I don't think we're going to take the mulligan. We're going to start off by dropping those and throwing that in there. We got the Cody for the 5-drop and the Shock T for the 4, which is going to be pretty good. We'll take initiative here. It's going to be important to trade this away. We do not... Yeah, we want to keep the Nameless Valor because we're going... Yeah, we're gonna drop. We'll keep the Surprise Strike. We'll drop the Rex. We want to keep the Nameless Valor for the token because we don't have a turn 3 play here. Well, a 3 cost play. We want to be able to use Rex. Cool. Takes 4 damage because 4 crutch I believe in is Sarong. 2 cost there. They're gonna take initiative, which is fine. Nameless Valor on the token. We have a 7 damage swing next turn. Let's resource the space unit. Not too worried. One thing we are kind of concerned about with Anakin is the tempo. If we're not killing him by turn 6 or 7, it can really swing in his favor on how things play out. He is playing Anakin and there is Force Unit on board. So let's try to play around the idea that they may or may not have Force Throw. But we're going to continue trying to control the board and pick out the units. We will play Shock T now. Shock Tie. Shake T. And we will pass. Strong stuff. Got the Jetpack in there, which is nice. Got the Echo. Another 4 crutch. Another 3 damage. So not too bad. We are going to just start swinging now. Hit the shock. Get the token. Good stuff here. Let's... Oh, we could have played Cody first to just kind of buff everything up. Missed opportunity on me. Just kind of more used to seeing the resources, but look at this damage on a perfect curve. You know, it's needless to say it is pretty good. We're gonna play Rex now, deploy this leader, and we are going to attack wherever he's at. Perfect curve, 19 damage by 5 on the flip. Pretty good for a deck that has a kind of a control-y based strat. We got the Plo. We can honestly just push game and kind of force them to play here, which is kind of cool. Gonna play Poe, Dameron. Let's just poke. We're in a way better position here. They're forced to play things. We can just play Plo and trade because Plo Koon got the +1/+1 and hitting for 7, getting hit back for 9. Complete trade out. One thing I do say, and I will continue to say about the Cunning package now, since set 3, Yellow and Cunning, well, Cunning, whatever you want to call it, right, has grown tremendously. It used to just be Boba Yellow that was really strong. I think just in total, Yellow decks they got some sauce. They've been doing some good. And we'll just poke right there. Boom, put them at 29. Ain't nothing they gonna do. And that was kind of a perfect curve rolling right into a really aggro rush widespread deck. And now finally we're going to play into what's the best deck in the format, and that's going to be Sabine. Alright, now we're going to be playing into the best deck. Super annoying, super aggro, arguably a lot faster than Ahsoka. But we all know how Sabine works, so let's see how we play into this strategy. Are we going to mulligan? They have initiative. We have a solid start, so I think we'll pass on the mulligan. Let's get rid of the... yeah, let's get rid of the echo. We want to try and combat as much as possible. Play the phase 2. Take initiative. We're going to resource the mercenary company. We're going to first start off with the attack, get some damage on the board. That's obnoxious. We're going to play a car. We'll play infantry first. I think at this point we're just going to play the echo and take initiative. We're on that dangerous turn 4 flip, but like I said, typically when they don't have, we're going to start off with the attack, get that 1 damage poke, give the experience token to echo. God, sweet. The deck might just not be that great into Sabine, which is okay. Not every deck is going to compete and be able to function into a lot of these strategies, but at least we do know that it's a 5. We can trade the Sabine, which is nice. We'll see. We'll pass. Plays the Sabine. I mean, typically playing into a human, they're gonna take initiative, knowing that we held the echo for it, right? And then they're just gonna trade off the echo later on. So that is a fault of the computer. We got the K2 on board now with the ECL and some overwhelm damage. Let's just... We don't want to do that yet. Let's just attack here, and we will trade the fleet lieutenant. Let's try to stop the bleed. We're going to take another 4 to the face, where we are way behind this curve. No, I think we just deploy the leader here. We're kind of forced to sharpshooter into the K2SO. We'll eat the 3 damage. Another one. I honestly think Sabine might be a little too fast for the Rex strategy, and that is honestly pretty okay. Not everything we cook in the kitchen is good, right, guys? We have to trade. We gotta stop the bleed somehow. Will we be able to effectively win? Probably not. We are 15 damage off of lethal. There is pretty much no way without having some sort of board, and that just seals it. We have lethal on their side. Let's just do as much damage as we can. Putting us probably within 3 damage, which is 3 damage. If we didn't have to trade so aggressively early to try and combat the Sabine bleed, I think we would have been fine. But this is my take on Rex Cunning. A lot of fun. It's a blast to build this. Guys, don't remember, we're not bad at games. We just gotta shuffle better, do the algorithm better, you name it. Take a look at the rest of the channel. If you like Yu-Gi-Oh, we got tons of that content. But like I said, 2 Star Wars videos a week. We'll be going through every deck, and then eventually we'll be doing some spin wheel stuff and hitting that Carabas. Y'all have a good week and a great weekend, and be safe out there.